look in a mirror, you see yourself, but not exactly yourself, reversed, flattened, framed by whatever the mirror can hold.
AI is like that, a mirror. But instead of reflecting your face, it reflects humanity's words. Everything we've written down bounced back at us. And like any mirror, what it shows depends on what stood in front of it.
AI learned to speak by reading us. Billions of web pages, millions of books, conversations, arguments, love letters, rants, academic papers, Reddit threads, news articles, poetry, instruction manuals. The beautiful and the ugly, the true and the false, the kind and the cruel. It didn't choose what to read. It was given everything, or at least everything that made it into the training data. And it absorbed the patterns of all of it, every bias we hold, every assumption we've codified, every way we've been brilliant and every way we've been blind. It's all in there, reflected back.
Here's the thing about mirrors. They don't editorialize. AI doesn't know that some patterns in its training data are harmful. It doesn't have values that tell it to be careful here, more generous there.
It just learned, when text looks like this, the response usually looks like that. If the training data contained stereotypes, the model learned those patterns. If certain voices were underrepresented, the model reflects that absence. It's not malicious. It's not even aware. It's just a very good mirror, which means it shows us exactly what was there.
Sometimes talking to AI feels uncanny. It says things that feel too familiar. It finishes thoughts in ways you might have finished them yourself. That's because it learned from us. From people like you, writing things like you might write. The patterns it knows are human patterns. When it's insightful, that's human insight, distilled. When it's biased, that's human bias, reflected. When it's creative, that's human creativity, remixed. You're not talking to an alien intelligence. You're talking to an echo of collective human expression.
But echoes are incomplete. The internet isn't everyone. Books aren't everyone. The people who write, who publish, who dominate online conversations are not a representative sample of humanity.
Certain languages appear more than others. Certain perspectives dominate. Certain experiences are documented extensively, while others are nearly invisible.
AI reflects what was written down, and what was written down depends on who had the time, resources, platform, and language to write. The mirror has blind spots, not because it chose them, but because the room it reflected was never the whole world.
Reflections can distort. If you grew up being told certain things about yourself, by media, by institutions, by patterns in language, you might internalize them, even if they're wrong, even if they're harmful. AI internalized too. It learned patterns that, when reflected back, can reinforce stereotypes, repeat misinformation, or reproduce the biases of its training data. This isn't a reason to fear AI. It's a reason to understand it. To know that what it says isn't objective truth from some neutral source. It's an echo of us, with all our imperfections included. Knowing this changes how you work with AI. When it gives you an answer, ask yourself, whose perspective is this likely reflecting? What assumptions might be baked in? What voices might be missing?
When it writes in a certain style, recognize it learned that style from human writers. You can ask for different styles, different perspectives, different frames.
And when it gets something wrong about a group, a culture, an experience, understand that the mirror is showing its limits. Your knowledge, your experience, your humanity. That's what corrects the reflection. AI is an echo chamber in the most literal sense. A chamber that holds echoes of everything we've written, everything we've said, everything we've put into words. It reflects us, our brilliance and our blindness, our insight and our bias, our poetry and our prejudice. When you talk to it, you're not communing with some external intelligence. You're encountering a reflection of collective human thought, filtered, compressed, imperfect, but undeniably us. AI isn't a window to objective truth. It's a mirror. What it shows depends on what we've been. And what we do with that reflection, how we question it, correct it, build on it, that's still up to us. The echo reflects the room, but we're the ones who can change what fills it. The future's already here, and you get to decide who you are in it. Please subscribe. Please like.
Just be.